Hey, yo, what's up? It's Mike from True Trading Group. Are you guys ready for an amazing live stream with a massive amount of golden nuggets, all designed to help you to learn faster, trade smarter, and profit sooner? Of course you are, right? Of course you are. But now, before we begin, I want to show everyone something. All right. I'm talking to all teaching members, non-members, all the haters, the supporters, and everybody in between. I want you to see what you've motivated us to build and what we are continuing to build each and every single day. So please do me a favor. Sit back, relax, watch this quick 4-minute video that shows you the new TTG platform. When it ends, we're going straight into the live stream. And I promise you, you're leaving here with real takeaways that you can actually use to help yourselves make some money. All right, let's run it.
Hey, boy, Jim. It's your boy, Jim.
Straight from y'all, street to Wall Street. Anybody tells you that money is the root of all evil doesn't have any. Oh, do wake up, get that girl hyped up just to get a little bit. The only woman in the morning wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man's looking at curves like she fine as heck, I'm over here looking at tails and wicks like buy or sell. I left the chaos for the market. Nah, I don't want a street spot, I want a stock pick. I know that style got flair, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for distractions. My Vivo with PFs crossing, rich with hot trades from pushing hot keys, strategies and plans to make grand. Still in my tank top, Batman pajamas, house slides in about 5 hot picks of the day, cause I like the way the down moves. For hot dips on call, so I got options, two with a lot of volume, one with a double bottom. Now I know some folks don't understand, am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my Mac day? You see we're different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dogs, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, I grow with the market. Waking up with the future, stacking up some commas. I jump out of bed, eat my bacon and eggs. I light up watching them candles while I'm still in my sandals. Making profit. They used to watch me move them packets, bro, stop it. Now I watch moves in the Nasdaq. Making profit. Used to run from the ATF and the cops. Now I run down ETFs and making profit. Jump out of bed, make profit. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profit. Light up watching them candles while I'm still in my sandals. Making profit. Me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. He said today I'm taking the risk, they got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call it short squeeze. You get the drop, she pulls the trigger and shuts it down. If she stays on my watch list, I might have to keep her, but I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Go ahead, be bold. Trader, get your spy hit. I'll double top that guy, head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over, cause I see big moves in contracts. If I say I made 1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed, get split, get delisted and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. I get profit, jump out of bed, make profit, eat my bacon and eggs, make profit, light up watching them candles, make profit, while I'm still in my sandals, making profit. They used to watch me move them packs, bro, stop it. Now I watch moves in the Nasdaq, making profit. Used to run from the ATF and the cop. Now I run down ETFs and make profit. Hey, my family, we do, man. Make profit. Hey, Suge, Mike, what we doing, dog? Profit. Make profit. That TTG money. Profit. Yeah, profit.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. There's my crew. There's my gang. I missed you guys. We had a long weekend this weekend. Hope everybody enjoyed the extra day off, but are ready to get down to business. We got a short week this week with the holiday today, but that doesn't take away from what we are going to be expecting as far as volatility-wise. It seems like every other day, or it seems like every week, there's some new article that comes out about some new application that has come out about some type of AI function that's going to completely disrupt another sector in the market. You've had the software names get hit first. You've had trucking, trucking companies, financial services and brokerage companies. It's just like, it seems like every other week or every week at this point, there's some new application, there's some new article, and everybody just completely panics that it's going to disrupt a particular business's or a particular company's business or a sector's business, and the stocks drop 10, 12, 15% in a matter of 1 or 2 days. We've seen it now for the last couple of weeks. It feels like you've heard the term a rolling recession. You guys have maybe heard that before. I've talked about it a lot when you go back a couple of years ago, when we went back to like 2022. I talked a lot about rolling recessions back then. And what that is different parts of the economy go into recessions at different times, but the economy as a whole does not actually fall into a recession. That was something we talked about a few years ago. But it seems like there's an element of that where every single sector is getting hit with AI disruption on a different weekly basis. And what is the sector going to be this week? I don't know. Is there going to be another sector next week that causes an AI app comes out and causes stock to drop 10, 12, 15%? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I do think it's a short-term overreaction. I really do, especially with some of the software names. Now, some of those software names I think are in trouble. Others, I think, are giving some really good buying opportunities. I'll talk to you guys a little bit about the discrepancy and the differences that I see within software, the stocks that I like, the stocks that I'm a little weary of in the software space. But right now, it's just sell first, ask questions later, throwing the baby out with the bathwater. So we'll see if there's any new sector that comes under AI disruption pressure this week. But aside from that, we have GDP data coming out this week for the fourth quarter. We also have PCE inflation data that's going to be coming out after we just got a really good CPI number last week. We're going to be getting a lot of that. Okay, you're going to be getting a lot of that. All right, and I got to say, like, AI is not replacing everybody, right? This is just it's a paradigm shift. You know, it's like the calculator didn't replace the mathematician. You still need to know math in order to use the calculator. So that's just, I do think that we're seeing a little bit of short-term overreactions in some of these stocks. I do. So we'll talk all about that. I'm going to give you guys my game plan of exactly how I plan on making money here this week. And for those of you that are not embracing AI and AI technology, those of you that think that it's a bubble, those I think are the people that are going to be in trouble, and those will be replaced for somebody who will. Because AI, regardless of stocks, and all these different AI stocks about people talking about there being a bubble and everything else, AI is here. AI is advancing at a very rapid pace. And I can tell you first and foremost, firsthand experience, because True Trading Group is a fintech platform that has fully integrated AI into the platform with all of our different trading tools and resources that we have for our members to give them, better tools and help them make better decisions with better analytics, better data, better trading assistants and trading coaches through our AI, different trading signals that is really allowing people a fair chance of being able to make money in this market on a consistent basis. It's the reason why we have such a high success rate amongst our member base. We have an entire development team, and the productivity, quality, and the rate of output from our team has 10x'd over the last 2 years. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say that. We've spent a lot of time developing tools with AI for True Trading Group, a lot. Okay. And if we didn't have experienced developers working on it, we would not have been able to advance at the rate that we are. So you still need to know what it is that you're doing. And I really just think it comes down to the individual being able to, accept AI disruption and be able to adapt with it is really what I think is going to be the biggest part. And I think that goes for any profession. I really do, especially when we have to think about it this way. Like you think about the markets, you think about, trading. I am going to be completely honest with you. At the very beginning, when this whole AI thing first started, I've been doing this almost 20 years and I was very kind of taken. I was like, I'm not really, this AI thing is really not for me. I have a system that works. It's worked for me for 2 decades. I'm not going to change it. Right. It was like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Like I'm very set in my ways. I don't like change. And that was the way that I was a couple of years ago. But as our development team specifically continued to build out the tools and resources that we have on our platform, it has become undeniable that it helps make better decisions and it helps me become more profitable. And that's coming from me, someone that's been doing this for over 20 years. So I just think that I honestly can't imagine now that we have the things that we have. I can't imagine not using these tools. And I think it comes down to having the right tools at your disposal, but also being open to adopting with them, because this is the wave of the future with every single industry, not just this one, and that's just the tools and resources that we have are helping me to make more money, and they're helping our members to make money. And I'm not don't even just take my word for it when I say that. I'll ask members, specifically members, if you guys are making money with True Trading Group and you guys are becoming better traders with all the things that we have on our platform, type the number 1 in chat real quick. Seriously, just go ahead and type the number 1 in chat if you're a member of this community, a member of this platform, and you guys are making money. Just go ahead and type the number 1 in chat here real quick. Those of you that are not members, maybe this is your first time on a True Trading Group live stream, just pay attention to all the people that you see type the number 1. These are your friends, your family members, your coworkers. If these people are sitting here telling you that they're making money because of True Trading Group, there's nothing special, right? These people are not different from you. They're not luckier than you. They sure as hell don't have more time than you. Like 82% of our members have a full-time job. So if they can do this, then so can you. Our platform was built for people that have a full-time job, or people that can't stare at their screens all day, every day. It's why we have the tools and resources that we do. We call it the TeachD Terminal. All of our different tools, our whole suite of AI tools, all in one spot for you guys. One trading cockpit just to help you guys trade and make better decisions and help you guys become more consistently profitable. And at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. That's why you guys are here. You're here on this live stream to figure out how you're going to make money this week. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I plan on making money this week. If you guys followed my live stream last week, you should already be up a lot of money, because I told you last week exactly what I was going to do last week. And that worked out beautifully. But I'm still positioned for that move that we had talked about there last week. So if you guys are new to this live stream, make sure you subscribe, smash the like button, show some love, turn on your notifications, don't ever miss out on these, because every Sunday I come on here. Today's Monday because we had the holiday, but I come on here and I tell you exactly my game plan for the week, the stocks that I'm going to be trading, the prices I'm getting in, the prices I'm getting out. I tell you what I think the markets are going to do. And I'm not going to be right all the time. I'm not. I don't have a 100% win rate. I'm wrong sometimes, but I come out here, I tell you exactly what I think. I don't talk about what did happen. I talk to you about what I think is going to happen. I put my neck out there. And when I'm right, I'm right. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And when I'm right, we talk about it. And when I'm wrong, we talk about it. It just so happens I'm right a lot more than I'm wrong, but I will be wrong. Okay. I don't have a 100% win rate. That's not why I think that you guys should pay attention to what I talk about on this live stream. And if you guys are new, welcome. Okay. Welcome to the stream. My name is Michael Edward Paranati. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group. This platform exists to help you guys learn faster, trade smarter, and profit sooner. That's what we're going to do here tonight. We are very proud to be powered by our partners at the Nasdaq, Benzinga, OpenAI, TradingView, DataBento, and of course, also Unusual Whales. True Trading Group is an award-winning fintech platform, having received the Benzinga Global FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. This is a platform that's built on education, backed by experience, strategies proven through success, and tools that actually think and are fully customized for the individual user. All about it. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what you trade, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much experience you have or don't. This platform exists to help you guys to make money. Members of this platform are part of something very special. I couldn't be any more proud to be on this journey with each and every single one of them. So first thing I want you guys to do is make sure that you are watching this video live. Okay, you should see a red dot at the bottom left of your screen. If you do not see a red dot, that means you're watching this video delayed. Okay, so if you are, I want you to go ahead and click on live right now. It'll bring you right up to speed, and you guys should see a nice red dot. Now, I mentioned to you earlier, I don't have a 100% win rate. The moderators and I collectively as a group, it's not just me that's at True Trading Group. Okay, there's 7 other professional full-time traders that are with you every day. They share their screens, they trade with you live, they answer questions, they give you market commentary from pre-market to close. We're not gone after an hour and you're left to fend for yourself. Okay. But the reason why I think that, well, before I get to that, the moderators and I collectively have a win rate of just over 80% now, going on roughly the last like 6 years. Okay. That tracks all of our entries, our take profits, our stop losses, full transparency. It's all right there for you guys to see. All the wins, the losses, the break evens, the red, the greens. It's all there for you guys to see. Okay. We're fully transparent. We're an open book here at True Trading Group. All right. But the reason why I think you should pay attention to what I discuss on these live streams, it's not because I think that I'm the world's greatest trader, that I have a 100% win rate. As I've said before, I don't. But the reason why I think you should pay attention is because I didn't have to figure this stuff out on my own. I didn't have to sit in Discords or scour through hours of YouTube videos. I began my trading career working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City, my first job at a college. They had me go through a training program before the fund let me touch $1 of their money. And then shortly after that, you had 2008, the Great Recession, the huge stock market crash. But that is also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now, fast forward, I'm the co-founder and the head trader at TTG, along with my team of those 7 other professional full-time traders and over 30-person staff. We have helped thousands of members from all over the world reach their goals. True Trading Group has nearly 11,000 members from 114 different countries, truly a global community. We day trade, we swing trade, we cover long-term portfolio investing as well. My 2026 market outlook report was published last month. If you're a member of True Trading Group, it is totally free for you. If you have not read it yet, it is on your member dashboard on the left-hand side underneath TTG resources. I highly suggest that you go ahead and check that out. All right. So this is why I think you guys should pay attention to what we're going to talk about here tonight. It all comes down to how we're going to make money. It's a short week. We're going to make it count. We've got a lot of earnings on deck. You've got companies like Walmart. You've got Carvana, you got Palo Alto, CEG, Medtronic, a bunch of companies that we actually do own in the long-term portfolio. Medtronic, Palo Alto, CEG, those are 3 stocks that I do own in the long-term portfolio. So I'm interested to see how those companies come out and report earnings. And then we've got the my watch list for the week. Now that watch list will change, right, as the week goes on. But these are going to be the basket of stocks that I am paying attention to start the week off. Okay, so I welcome every single one of you. Hope you guys are ready to get down to business. Let's talk about how we're going to make some money this week. Before I get started, I would love to see how many people we have on the live stream that are not a member. Can you guys do me a favor real quick before I get started? It'll help me kind of tailor our content for you guys that are not members. Type the letters TTG if you are not part of True Trading Group real quick before I get things started. Just type the letters TTG if you guys are not part of True Trading Group. Again, just TTG right there in chat if you guys could. Let's go ahead, guys. Again, just type TTG right there inside of chat. All right, we've got Richard. What's up? There's my boy Sean. What's up? What's up? What's up? How are you guys doing? All right, great. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to roll on over. We're going to get on over to the overall markets first. We're going to talk about what we expect to see in the index, because the index right now, as we are talking, futures are selling off. Okay. Futures are selling off right now. We started out slightly green on futures. We've just taken out, okay, we've taken out some of those overnight lows or from earlier. Yeah, we just broke. He had a support level here. We just broke it around 60, the low 68.40s. He had a support level there. We just broke that. We're now down to 68.30. Okay, so we are now down 0.3%. We were up as much as like 0.2% a little bit earlier, but now we are continuing lower. Now, I am already short this market. Now, if you guys knew, or not if you knew, if you attended my live stream last week, I told you guys that I was expecting a pullback in the month of February. Okay. Steven, what's up? Giovanni, how are you? Leandro, what's up? Oh, excellent. So we got a lot of new faces here on the live stream. I welcome you guys all. So I told you guys last Sunday that I was looking for to get a pullback in the month of February. And what did I do last week? I positioned myself for that. Okay. Actually, guys, I'm actually being told tonight, anyone watching this, okay, I'm being told tonight, anyone that's watching this, okay, if you want to join True Trading Group, send a text message to 1-888-621-2127. We'll put the phone number right at the bottom of the screen. if you guys are interested in joining True Trading Group at all, text that phone number with your name, your email, and the word start. Okay, we are changing our pricing structure up and how we do things, and we're not going to offer this tonight. But if you want to find out more information, just send a text to that phone number and be responsive, and we can help answer any questions that you guys have. We can maybe get you guys do something special for you guys if you are interested in joining tonight, because we are making some changes to our pricing structure. So if you're interested and you'd like to get in before some of that stuff happens, send a text message to the phone number that you see at the bottom of the screen. This also goes for if you were a previous member and you would like to come back to True Trading Group, or if you were once a trial member and you are interested in joining True Trading Group. This goes for you as well. So this is anybody, previous trial, previous member, or you've never been a member or a trial. Text that phone number, 1-888-621-2127. Text your name, your email, and the word start. Okay, we'll give you guys all the information you need, and we'll do something maybe special for you all. Nice, Giovanni. Thank you, brother. God bless you as well, man. God bless you as well. I hope the markets bless upon you profits this short week that we have coming up. All right. So I'll take things back on over to the markets. I am short. Okay. Last week I got short S&P futures 69.74 Okay. We are currently 68.30. So this is a very nice trade. Okay. We took a lot of profits off last week. This is a chart of the SPY. I don't have, this is the chart of the SPY. This isn't futures. Futures are over here on a different screen for me. I'm showing with you guys right now. This is SPY. But I told you guys last Sunday, this was Friday. So I told you guys on that Sunday that I'm looking to be short. I'm looking for a pullback. And I went ahead and I got short right literally there on that day, right here. This day was Tuesday, February 3rd. And that is when I entered my short position. We took profits off as the markets then melted themselves down, okay, last week. And then I still held on to a piece, and we got a real nice bounce off of support back into resistance. We rejected off of resistance, and then I reloaded on that position again last week. So I'm short. Okay, I got short at 69.74 on futures, and then I then added back, okay, to that position at 68.91, and we are now currently 68.28. Okay, so I've now reloaded back on this position. You might, okay, now why is that? You might say, well, Mike, hold on a second, Mike. You now been short the market for a full week. You're still short the market. You took profit. Then you have actually reloaded the position. Is something going on here? Do you think the markets are about to crash? Should I start selling my stuff? Mike, if you're short, should I start selling my stuff? Here's what I'm going to tell you guys. Just because I think that the markets are about to give us a pullback does not mean that I'm going ahead and I'm just panicking and I'm selling out of my long-term portfolio. That's not what I'm doing. I am positioning myself short because I think we're going to get a pullback to a little correction. I do not think we're going to get a market crash. I do not think that we're going to get a bear market. And if and when we do get an actual real pullback and correction in this market, I'm going to be buying it. I'm going to be very clear. I'm going to say this out loud. I will be buying a market pullback and a market correction. I told you guys last year, I came right on this live stream the first week of April, okay, when all the tariff stuff happened, Liberation Day. You can go back and check the videos on the live stream, okay? It's right here on this YouTube channel. Go back and check the live stream from April, was it 6th? Yes, April 6th was the live stream, okay? Go back and check the live stream from Sunday, April 6th. I told you all, I came on and I said, listen, tomorrow, I'm buying everything that I can get my hands on. I'm very loud and vocal when I make very big moves in my long-term portfolio. Okay. When I'm buying a bunch of stuff, I'm selling a bunch of stuff, I'm very vocal about that. Now, members of True Trading Group, they get every long-term portfolio position or movement that we do. Like I said, I put out that market outlook report, so everybody is well aware of the positioning and the adjustments that we've made for this year. If you are a member, that is free. You don't have to pay anything extra for that. It's something I do every year for all of our members. But I'm short this market because I think we're going to get a pullback in the month of February. I told you guys last week, I think February is going to be a red month. Okay. I still do think that. And the price action I saw last week, for me, gives me a little bit more confidence that that is going to be the case. And the reason that I say that is because, and this is a good thing. Okay? This is a really good thing, by the way, because that gives us volatility. Volatility gives us bigger moves in a shorter period of time, which means greater percentage gains for us as traders. Last week, we had like 5 or 6 triple-digit gains alerted and called out in chat last week. I think 2 or 3. I know 2 of them were. I think 3 were over 300% gains. Okay, with put options last week. We had 150%, 100%. We had a 200%. We had a 300, a 300. And I think one of them actually reached a 400% gain. Okay, so we had some monster trades last week. And I just think that that's the volatility that shows up. Those are the opportunities that show up when market volatility increases. And market volatility has been surging over the last couple of weeks. I don't think that's going to slow down. And that's a good thing for us as traders. It means better money making opportunities for us. Okay, so this is not a time to panic just because, oh my God, Mike is short. This is not a time to panic. It's just that this is the luxury of being a short-term trader where I could easily go long one week. I can go short the next. I'm not a hedge fund that has $100 billion it's going to take me a month to get out of these positions and to get short other things. We can go long and short like this or that. And that is the beauty about being a retail trader. It really is. There's never been a better time to be a real retail trader. I've been doing this 20 years, and I've never seen in my entire life an environment where retail traders can succeed at the rate that they are doing it now because of the technology, the AI, the access of information. If you guys have been following my live stream for years, I know there's many viewers on here that have been following me for years. True or false? Just say yes or no. If you've been following me for several years, have you ever heard me say this? Or just type the number 1 if you've heard me say this. Have you ever heard me say, type the number 1 if you have. Did you ever hear me say that I want True Trading Group to be the reason that nobody ever refers to retail traders as dumb money ever again? Type the number 1 if you've ever heard me say that. Because I've said that several times throughout the last several years of me doing these live streams. And you would have had to have been a member for years in order to have heard me say that. That was always a goal of Adam. And Adam is my business partner, a co-founder, and the man responsible for the tools and resources that I'm talking so proudly about, because they really have made a major difference in our member success. It really, really has. And you can see all these people type number 1 that have heard me say this before. Retail traders, it used to be so bad that Wall Street actually had a contrarian indicator on retail, where when retail traders are heavy, aggressive net sellers, that would typically mark a short-term market bottom. And when retail traders are aggressive, net buyers, that would typically mark a market top. It was an inverse indicator. That's how bad retail traders actually were. Now you fast forward to 2026 and you look back at 2025, retail traders far outperformed hedge funds following the April crash of Liberation Day. And that's because retail traders were aggressively buying that dip when hedge funds were aggressively hedging. They were selling and putting shorts on because they were nervous about what was going to take place. And they're too big. They're too big. Retail trader can step in. They can go long one week. They can go short the next. They can flip it back and go long. A hedge fund can't do that. And the market volatility that we've experienced is allowing retail traders like you and I to flourish. It's driving hedge funds crazy. And it's driving them crazy because they are not as fast as we are. And you might say, Mike, that doesn't make any sense. They're way faster. No, they might be faster with execution, but they're not faster with positioning. It takes a large hedge fund weeks. Sometimes it could take them months to get themselves out of positions and then into new ones because they are so big. So when you have market volatility or you have a market shock, something like that happened on Liberation Day, they are stuck. They can't maneuver that fast. If the market goes down 15% in two days and an overnight future session, which it did in the very beginning of April when the tariff announcement was made, they can't get out fast enough. You and I can. And then when markets get oversold, they can't then flip and then start to go long fast enough. You and I can. Volatility is our best friend. It's a hedge fund's nightmare. It's our best friend, though. And I'm expecting more of it here coming up this week. And I expect more of it going into the week after that. It's our friend. So I hope you guys are ready to make some money this week. If you guys, are not members of True Trading Group, again, text 1-888-621-2127. I am short this market. I think we're going to get a pullback, and we had some really good data that came out last week. Okay, really good data. You had a much better than expected jobs report. You had a ridiculously better than expected CPI report. And both of those were still not able to get this market to break through all-time highs. As you see on my screen, you can see very clearly we have a very obvious level of resistance. It does not take an experienced technician to take a look at this chart and figure out that once you get into the high 690s on the SPY, you have a tough time moving higher. And we just cannot get into and get to that elusive 700 number that everybody is waiting to get to, right? That's resistance. And after that big reversal that we had off of support, because this is support down here in the mid 670s, like 677, 676, you guys can see support, support, support. Again, does not take a trained technician to realize every time the market gets down to the mid 670s, it snaps back to all-time highs. And that kind of brings me to my point. What I think is going to take place, and which is the reason why I reloaded my short position again. I shorted 69.74 and a quarter. I've taken profits off. Okay. And then I reloaded on that because I was down to around like 10, 15% of my position. I've reloaded back to a little bit less than a half size position at 68.91. We are currently 68.29. So we already have a very nice trade on our hands, but I'm still looking for more. And part of that is because I think the last couple of times that you have seen, every time the SPY has dipped into the 670s, you've gone back to a new all-time high within 1 week. Watch, follow me. Here we dipped into the 670s. Within 1 week, we were at an all-time high, right? Here we dipped into the 670s. Within 1 week, we were back to an all-time high. Here we dipped into the 670s. Within 1 week, we were back to test all-time highs. Well, now we are back again into the mid 670s. And I feel that this time around, we are not going to go back to those all-time highs. People have been trained over the last several months to buy the dip into the 670s. But this time I think this level breaks. So that's why I'm saying this bounce attempt that we get, I think it runs out of steam right here. I think this time we do not get back to all-time highs. Any bounce attempt that we get this week, I expect it to run out of steam in the mid to high 680s and then eventually turn back over and then eventually break that support level and then trade back into the 660s and get back into some deeper support levels, at which time I would then look to start to go long some stuff. And I would look to probably buy some stuff in my long-term portfolio. But this support level that you see right here in the mid 670s, I think it breaks. Okay? I think it breaks. Right now, we're slightly red on futures. It's not like we're panicking, selling out of this thing. We're not below this level yet. This level is still well intact. I would not be the least bit surprised if we bounce a little bit early in the week. Okay, I really wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised if we bounced a bit here. But again, I'm looking for this area up here to be resistance on any type of a bounce back. All right, and then continue to roll back to the downside. Where I will be wrong, and even if the beauty about the position that we're in, even if I get stopped out of the rest of this position, we're still already in a position of profit. So even if we get stopped, we're still getting stopped at a lower price than where we got short. So really are in the driver's seat now. It's not a matter of, are we going to make money? We already have. It's just a matter of how much are we going to make and how big can this win be? So that's why I went ahead when the markets bounced back on Friday. That's when I went ahead and I took advantage of the bounce back to go ahead and grab some more short. If we get back up into this region and we reject off of it again, I have no problem adding to the position again. Okay, the way that I'm going to play this is I will be taking profits off down here into the 670s, okay, of the SPY because that is the support level. But eventually I'm looking for that level to break. And once you break 676, you should get down to 671, 672. And that is another area that I will be taking profits off. And then we'll look to, I'll be back on the live stream and I can go over more of that stuff with you guys at that time. Okay. But I am already in this position. I told you guys last week And I was looking for a pullback. I positioned myself last week. We took profits off, and I reloaded onto that position here this week. My stop is going to be probably around 690 on the SPY. Okay, 690 on the SPY. On futures, I'm probably going to be looking at 69.30-ish, 69.50. Okay, somewhere in that region is where I will be exiting this position, because basically I'm saying I don't think we're going to get back more than half of this. And that lines up perfectly with where the 50-day moving average is, which is the dark blue line, and your 9 EMA, which is this light blue line. Okay, and you have some structure here with these prior days lows. So that's how I come up with this area kind of being where I think that any bounce attempt runs out of steam and then kind of pulls back over to the downside. Right now, we're all the way down here. Right now, we're trading down here. So of this, but it's only 9:15 p.m. Okay, we have 12 hours and 15 minutes before the market opens up. A lot could happen between now and then. You could wake up tomorrow morning, the S&P could be up 0.5%, right? It could be up 0.5%. Or you can wake up tomorrow morning, we could be down 1%. A lot can happen in 12 hours, guys. Okay, but these are the levels. This is how I've drew it up. A lot of members followed me in SPY put options. Last week we got this huge move to the downside, so we really are in a great position. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. All right, so you can play this multiple ways. You can either be in SPY put options, you can trade SPX options, you can be, if you trade futures, you can just go short futures, MES or ES. That's where I am. So we do everything at True Trading Group. We trade equities, we trade options, we trade futures, we even do some crypto, we day trade, we swing trade, we cover long-term investing as well. There's a lot of different ways you guys can play this. Now again, I am short 69.74.25 and 68.91 are my two entries. Okay, we got full position short 69.74, took profits all the way down for 160 points. I think was my top take profit. We got down to about 15% of my position. We bounced back. I then reloaded to a little bit around half size position. I reloaded back 68.91. Okay, so that's where I'm at. That's the position that I currently already have. Let's talk about positions. Let's talk about positions that I do not yet have and some trades that I want to get into here for this week. Before I get into the watch list, I wanted to let you guys know that it really is us that is calling you. If you guys have text in, the phone number that you are seeing on the screen, it's a 786 area code. That is actually us calling you. Okay, so if you text us, okay, and now you're getting a phone call from 786-505-4049, yes, that really is us. Please answer so that we could help you. Okay. You text in 1-888-621-2127 with your name, your email, and the word start. And essentially you enter the queue. And if we don't immediately answer, we are helping other people. And then that is us calling you back at that 786 phone number. All right. So again, that is us calling you. If anybody has any questions about True Trading Group, or if you were interested in joining TTG's platform, send a text message to 1-888-621-2127. Again, the phone number is right down there at the bottom of your screen. Okay? Excellent. All right. So everybody feel pretty good about the overall market, because then now we're going to get into some individual stocks. Everybody feel good about the overall market? This is my main position right now. It's my main analysis, my main position. Anybody have any questions about the overall market and the analysis I just gave you before I move on to individual stocks? Speak up or forever hold your peace. Excellent. I've got thumbs ups. I've got yeses. Beautiful. All right. And everybody clear about where I'm going to cut the position? We get above that 50-day. We get into like 690 on the SPY. I will cover out of the short position, and I'll take my final profits off on that trade. And yes, I still will be in a position of profit, even if we get all the way back to 690, which again, it puts us in a really great position here. Okay. So that's that. Now let's talk about some individual stocks. I'm going to start. Okay. Also, Lathonza, I'm talking to you real quick. Go ahead and ask your questions to Adam. He'll send them to me, and I will answer anything that you want to know about True Trading Group. That's Lathonza. Okay? Lathonza's, go ahead and ask your questions. He'll ask me. All right? Okay. The first trade idea that I'm going to give you is going to be a high risk, high reward trade. Not for the faint heart. I would not suggest you take this trade if you are a complete newbie and inexperienced trader. I have been waiting very patiently for this trade to trigger. I think we might be close. I am getting ready for it. I tried it the other week. I made money on one position. I lost money on another. The two kind of just, I took a particular trade with two different positions. Made money on one, lost money on the other. They basically just kind of cancel each other out. So the trade was not ready yet. I think it could be ready now. I'm looking to short Western Digital. Okay. I'm looking to short WDC. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is a high risk, high reward trade is because I am shorting what is so obviously an incredibly strong stock. It is a stock that is in a massive uptrend. And typically, when you try to short a stock that's in a massive uptrend like this, you're asking to get burned. Okay? You're asking to get burned. But nothing goes up in a straight line, and I've been waiting for this thing to give me some type of a topping sign. And I've seen enough on the technicals to make me feel like we might have a potential topping pattern forming out right now in Western Digital. So I'm here for it. I love these type of trades. I really, truly do. I call them hero trades. Okay. I call them hero trades, right? They're hero trades because it's so counter trend, but if you get it right, the reward is massive. You're not talking about a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1. You're talking about 7, 8, 10-to-1 type of risk reward. So it's lower probability, but it's incredibly high risk reward. So when I do these trades, I typically will try to, maybe I get a little bit less position size. I'll maybe put on like 20 or 25% less position size than a normal full size risk unit, normal full position. Because if I get it right and I get an 8-to-1, who cares if I cut 20% off my position size? Who cares? But if I'm wrong and I take a loss, then having a lower position size gives me less than a risk unit of a loss. And it makes it real easy just to kind of like, all right, I tried it. Let me just lick my wounds a little bit. Let me brush my knee off, a little scrape, and then just move on. So let me walk you through kind of the setup that I'm looking at here. And to be clear, the stock is still above all of its short-term momentum moving averages. It's still above your 9 EMA. Phil just goes still above 10-day. It's risky. You're right. It still is above some of these short-term moving averages, which are momentum indicators and momentum moving averages. It is still above those. I'm seeing some price action, though, that makes me feel like I might be wanting to look for a potential top. So let's see what is that price action that we're looking at. Well, first, you have what was a double. You can even call it a triple top. I'll just call it a double top all-time high that you tried to break through on Thursday and you failed. And you failed really miserably with a really strong inverted hammer or shooting star, whatever you guys want to call this. I call it inverted hammer, which is showing you that you tried to break through that resistance and failed. Then you gapped down the following day. You tried to bounce back up and you found resistance right back up against that prior body candle. Now, what this kind of makes me feel like we might be having here is a bit of an ascending triangle pattern. Ascending triangle patterns are neutral patterns, which means they can be trend continuation or they can be trend reversal. Now, that's very different from like a bull flag. A bull flag is trend continuation. A head and shoulders is trend reversal. A double bottom, trend reversal, right? Ascending triangles and descending triangles can be either or. Typically, though, when these patterns resolve themselves, it is typically from the break of either, in the ascending triangle situation, the flat top resistance to the upside, which would give you trend continuation, or a break of the uptrend support line, which would give you trend reversal. What I'm looking for is if we break this upward sloping trend line that has been in place now for the last couple of weeks, okay, if this trend line breaks, I think Western Digital rolls over. Okay. And what better way to break an upward sloping trend line to roll over than a failed new all-time high? So one thing that you guys will know is that a failed bullish move can often be an incredibly bearish pattern. Just like a failed bearish move can be an incredibly bullish pattern. When I look at this setup and I see, a stock that has had this massive move higher, and I see an established double top with an upward trend line, tries to break through that double top, fails, closes well back underneath that lows of the day, gaps down the following day, finishes in the red, bumps back into that upward sloping trend line. The way that I see this is we need to look for a break of Friday's low to enter short. And how I'm going to play this is one of two ways. If for some reason Western Digital were to gap up into the 290s, I most likely will take that trade short against 300. I'll probably take a tier 1 position short against 300, and then, but really getting into a full size position if and when we break 267. Okay, 266. That's going to be that support. And if that level breaks, then I think you can get a crack of this upward sloping trend line. That gives you a break out of the ascending triangle, and that could give you a possible pullback that takes you back into your structure support, which you have a beautiful structure support level in the 220s. The 220s is going to be excellent. Okay, the 220s is going to be excellent. This area right down here is a beautiful support level. You have this dark blue line, that's your 50-day moving average that's curling up. You have this previous pivot high, and then when you broke above it, you establish support at it for 3 consecutive days before continuing higher. So a break out of this upward sloping trend line, I think that's a good enough short. And then if that breaks, you would use the high 260s as resistance. And then you look for a continuation to the down move. We can try to get a swing trade in here to take us back down into that support level. That's what I'm going to be looking for. So I'm new. I'm looking for a way to get rich for my family. Krista Sweet. Send a text message, Krista Sweet. I'd be more than happy to help you on that journey. Okay? You are not going to get rich overnight. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass and tell you that in 30 days I'm going to make you a millionaire. But if you actually want to improve the financial situation for you and your family, then True Trading Group has the tools, the resources, the mentorship, the community to help you do just that. How do I know that? Well, because we already have around 11,000 members, and many of them are on this live stream right now, and they can tell you exactly the same thing. So in case anyone missed it, if you maybe just are tuning into the live stream now, let me ask one more time to members that are on this live stream. If you are a member of True Trading Group, and True Trading Group has helped improve the financial situation for you and your family, it has helped you to make money, it has helped you to become a better trader, I want you to go ahead and type the number 1 in chat right now. If True Trading Group has helped improve your financial situation, it has helped you to make money, and it has helped you to become a better trader, I want you to type the number 1 in chat right now. Anyone that's on this live stream that is not yet a member should be doing nothing other than paying attention to how many people type the number 1. These are your peers. These are your friends, your family members. These are your coworkers. If they can do this, then so can you. There is absolutely no reason why all these people are sitting here telling you that they're able to make money and that you can't. They're not luckier than you, and they're not smarter than you. They don't have more money than you. They don't have more time than you. 82% of these people have a full-time job. If they can do this, then so can you. They literally are you. Journey to Simplicity says, I lost my job in March, and I'm still paying bills because of TTG. They are almost 1 year removed from losing their job, and they are still paying bills thanks to True Trading Group. 4 years ago, I knew nothing about trading. Now I'm a successful trader. Professor's love of precious metals rubbed off, and now I have a successful gold and silver store on the Oregon coast. My boy stacking chips. There it is. Start your journey. You never know where it will lead. Amen to that. How many of you have already have reached a point that you never thought was even possible right now? This is what True Trading Group has brought to our members. This is why we have a partnership with the Nasdaq, Benzinga, Unusual Whales, OpenAI. That's why these companies work with True Trading Group. Lulu says, I was laid off early last year. I did not need to panic because I have True Trading Group. K Sode says, hey, folks, I learned if Mike's giving out tips, I listen. I got another question coming in here. It says, I lost tons of money in the past from Forex and other platforms. I am sorry. I had to take a break. I'm interested in trying again. I just have to get the funds to get started. Okay. Here's what I will tell you. This is from that Lufthansa. This is not Forex. Okay. This is not Forex. We do stocks, options, futures, crypto. What time frame is my chart showing? That's a daily chart. Okay, that is a daily chart. What I would tell you is you do not need, wow, Lufthansa, I'm going to answer your question in one moment. I just want to hit on this comment from a member. I know exactly who this member is. I am disabled and my husband is dying from rare cancer. We just became homeless and THD is the only reason that we are surviving right now. That is wow. And this person, they're not on the street. They just don't have a forever home right now. They're not on the street. Obviously, they're sitting here with you guys on the live stream, the internet. I know exactly who this person is. You know, people come to True Trading Group. People come to True Trading Group to improve their lives, not to buy a Lamborghini or a Rolex or to sail on a private yacht. People join True Trading Groups so they can pay medical bills. People join True Trading Groups so they can retire a couple of years ahead of schedule. People join True Trading Group so that they don't need to worry about paying their bills if they get laid off. People join True Trading Group so that they don't have to get to the checkout counter at the grocery store and say, you know what? I'm going to put that item back. These are the reasons why people join True Trading Group. And myself and the entire team at True Trading Group, we take the responsibility very seriously when someone joins. When you join True Trading Group, you're trying to really better yourself and trying to better the life for your family. If you're willing to put forth a little bit of effort and you're willing to do things the right way and use the right tools and you're willing to take guidance, then I am confident in this platform's ability to help you reach your goals. I truly am. You know, I'm so confident in this platform's ability to help you reach your goals that we actually offer a double your money back guarantee when people join True Trading Group. And again, if you're interested in that, again, send a text message. Okay. It is something that we do at True Trading Group. It's in black and white. You can send a text if you guys have any questions, but we do offer double your money back guarantees. So you can send a text to 1-888-621-2127 again, if you are interested in joining the community. But all Tommy, it's, you know, just knowing that what we do here is helping you and your husband with everything that you are going through. Just know that I am here for you. Adam is here for you. The moderators are here for you. The members are here for you. We are all here for you. And anything that you need and anything that any help that you need from us, you let us know. because the whole team is here to make sure that you guys can continue to pay your bills and that your husband can continue to get the treatment that he needs, and to make sure that you can keep on doing everything that is that you have to do. So, old timer, we're here for you. Okay? Keep going. TTG saved our lives. Think hard when you are old, broken. Who is going to take care of you, your family? I can literally make money in bed thanks to TTG, especially Professor Diana Greenville. We will be fine. Oh, man. I know you're going to be fine, Old-Timey. I know you're going to be fine. I have absolute, total, and complete faith in you. And I know you bust your ass and you take this real serious. I love you, Mike. You and Shug and the family have already done what we need to survive this. Wow. I love you too. Wow. Come on, Old-Timey. You make me get all emotional on the live stream. Old-Timey, all I can say is I'm really glad you're here. I'm really, really glad you're here. Okay. Let me get back to Lathanza's question. Lathanza, what I would say to you is do not worry about getting the funds together to start trading again. My advice to you is if you've lost a bunch of money before with some Forex programs, my advice is to join True Trading Group and take it easy. Don't join True Trading Group and just start going nuts, trading a bunch of things and trying to follow everybody's alerts and just going nuts. I want you to join True Trading Group. I want you to take your time. I want you to join. I want you to get familiar with all of our AI tools. I want you to go through some of the education material. I want you to be a sponge. I want you to ask questions. I want you to talk to me. I want you to talk to the other moderators, the other professional traders that we have at True Trading Group. It's not just me. I want you to hit up our customer support team if there are any questions that you have. If you can't figure out how to use some of the tools or anything like that, I want you to reach out for help. Don't ever feel like you're bothering us. It's why we are here. When you join True Trading Group, you're paying for a service. And you should expect the top quality service. Okay? So when you join, I want you to take advantage of everything that we have. I don't want you to just dive right back in head first. I want you to start by dipping your toe back in the water. Okay? If you've lost a bunch of money doing something previously, there is a chance that there could be a fear of losing money going forward. There can be some bad habits, some psychological things that we're going to need to kind of break. All of our AI tools can help remove the psychological piece to your trading, make it more make it more systematic, make it more robotic. Okay, give you more of a process that you can keep your emotions out of control, and you can rely on a lot of our tools to help you make better decisions. So I want to make sure that you fully understand how to use these things before anything else. Okay. Don't worry about just signing up to True Trading Group and then just trading and going nuts. Okay. The beauty about TTG is that when you join, you're with us for an entire year. You're not with us for 30 days. Our membership is a year. You have plenty of time. Don't rush it. Okay. I'd much rather you learn how to do this first and feel comfortable doing this to give yourself the best chance of making money. Okay. That is my honest advice to you. I hope that you take it. I hope that you join, and I hope to see you in chat this week. All right. I look forward to helping, getting you back on track. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's the trade with WDC. Okay. And again, I think the trade triggers if you break Friday's low. So let's just keep our eyes open for a break of Friday's low. Just know if Friday's low breaks, I'm most likely going to be in that trade short. Okay. Now, the rest of the stocks I'm going to give you are trade ideas in case I am wrong about the overall market. My main focus is the overall market. I am already in a short position. Again, in case you missed it, I'm short futures, S&P futures. Okay, I'm short MES from 69, 74 and a quarter. Took profits at 100 plus 100, 135, 160 points. Then I reloaded the position at 68.91. We are currently 68.30, still short. Okay. I still think we go lower. If I'm wrong about that, I've got a couple of trade ideas actually to the long side. Okay. Because my main focus is going to be the market's short, but I have some trade ideas long on some stocks that I think are getting a little oversold and I think are coming up with some pretty good support levels. And what I think might end up happening here is this rotation of AI disruption. Something has to give, right? You've had the Dow has made new all-time highs. The equal weight S&P has made new all-time highs. But you're getting this very violent rotation underneath. You're getting a very violent rotation in different sectors. Either the S&P has to catch up to this AI disruption back to the downside, or those stocks that have been disrupted to the downs that have been sold off to the downside, this violent rotation underneath has to recover and catch back and then catch up. I think it's far more likely that the index as a whole finally gives. We've had a really good broadening out of this market, which is exactly the theme that we felt coming into this year was going to be the case. And we actually suggested recommended a equal weight RSP index this year, not the market cap weighted SPY. And so far, I've been right about that. The SPY is negative this year. The RSP is up at all-time highs. So that's been the right call. But at some point, that violent rotation underneath might pull the market cap weighted index down with it. And I'm positioning myself for something like that. But let's talk about some stocks that I think could be decent longs. All right, because if I'm wrong about the overall market and the SPY actually recovers and the S&P recovers this week, I want to go after some long trades. If I'm going to get out of my short, I want to go after a couple of stocks long. One of the stocks that I'm focusing on, and this is not even just for like a trade this week, but I am probably pretty soon going to be adding Microsoft in the long-term portfolio. So I want to talk to you guys about Microsoft. Microsoft is coming up to, this stock has been sold off very hard as part of the software disruption, AI, also Team OpenAI issues. Microsoft has gotten hit pretty hard. You can see a really strong double top at 550, and the stock has sold off very hard. We're now all the way back down to 400. But this is a really big support level. The level that we are at right now are the previous market highs from, not market highs, excuse me, the stock's highs from the Liberation Day and all the tariff announcements. Okay. It is also the gap fill from that massive gap up that we had the very first trading day of May. So not only is this a massive gap fill, but it's a fantastic level of structure. And what you have happening right now is potentially two double bottoms. Okay. You have one double bottom here and potentially two double and another double bottom right there. And they're both, and this is happening right at this support level. So if the market actually bounces this week, and let's say I'm wrong about the market, if the markets move higher, I think Microsoft is going to do something that looks like that. Okay. So we are looking for Microsoft somewhere for support in the 390s, maybe taking a position in the low 400s. If you break above 405, we should go right to 410. If you get to 410, depending on what the overall market's doing, maybe there's a little bit more upside from there. But I'm looking for a little bit of a bounce off of this support level that you see here on Microsoft. That support level is in the mid 390s. Now, I talked about the long-term portfolio. Let's go to a weekly chart now. I'm going to switch to a weekly chart. And now you start to see why I'm saying we are coming up to a potential area to add in the long-term portfolio. And that is right here. Okay. That is right here. Right. The 200 weekly moving average is a massive support indicator. Okay. Massive. The last time that Microsoft was underneath its 200 weekly moving average was, we have to go all the way back to 2011. Did you hear me? The last time Microsoft was underneath its 200 weekly moving average was 2011. You can see support there in 2013. Okay, support there in 2015. We continue. Look at this. There's support there in 2022. Look at this. There's support there in 2025. And now we're coming back into that area. This is also prior all-time high double top that was tested and held in Liberation Day. We are coming awfully close to that area. You are also at a point where you have a lower earnings multiple on Microsoft than you have on Intel. First time that's happened in over a decade. I think the stock is getting to a point where it's getting a little bit overdone. I will be adding to Microsoft in my long-term portfolio if this thing pierces underneath 380. So in the long-term portfolio, I'm probably going to buy some shares there soon on Microsoft. But from a day trade or swing trade perspective, I am looking for a possible bounce off of those mid 390s. Keeping with the software theme, Oracle. Why am I looking at Oracle? Well, because OpenAI should be closing out $100 billion financing and $100 billion funding. That should ease concerns about Oracle's debt and not being able to pay it. You also have a bounce on Oracle off of what was its own really nice support level. Okay, we'll go down here. We draw this line out. You can see previous resistance back in April. Again, it's very similar to Microsoft. Prior April highs, April resistance from tariffs. Then you had the big gap up that closes the gap and puts you back into that support. Well, we dropped into that level on Oracle 2 weeks ago, put in a nice Harami pattern. We actually caught a really beautiful long inside chat with that. This is a bullish Harami pattern off of that prior support, off that support level. That was a long setup. Then you got a beautiful move to the upside. A lot of members caught that trade. It was a really big move for us 2 weeks ago. And now you've established, or you're trying to establish, a higher low. And if you do establish this higher low and you do get a bounce in the overall market, then maybe Oracle continues higher. Okay. So we're going to look at Oracle. We're going to look at Microsoft. We're going to look at some of these software names for possible moves back to the upside, but only if the market bounces. I'm not going to go long a bunch of software names and the markets are selling off. Okay. I am short the overall market. These trade ideas are if I am wrong about the overall market. Okay. Then I also like CrowdStrike. You want to talk about some software stocks that are getting thrown out, baby with the bathwater? CrowdStrike is one of them. I think CrowdStrike has absolutely no business selling off the way that it has off its all-time highs. No AI application is going to replace cybersecurity names like CrowdStrike. I love CrowdStrike. It's in my long-term portfolio. I think the stock just got oversold because of the IGV. The IGV is a software ETF, and there's been record-breaking outflows and overall volume in general, record-breaking on IGV. The selling pressure that came into IGV forced selling from the ETF on all of these software names. And IGV has a big holding in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is in the IGV ETF. So I think that the selling pressure that's coming to software caused forced selling in cybersecurity. I think these stocks are getting sold for no reason. I do not think these stocks are in danger of being replaced by AI. If anything, the AI is going to cause these stocks to be needed even more. I think that CrowdStrike continues to move higher. I know that we've already had a nice bounce off this sell-off. I don't care. I still think that there is legs here to the upside if the markets recover. I still think that CrowdStrike could easily get back to 440 to 445 is first resistance, eventually maybe getting up into the 450s, 460s. So if the markets recover, I'm looking for this bounce on CrowdStrike to continue. Where's the support level that we can look at? I'm glad you asked. I like the structure here at 420. You have 420. There's a prior day close. There's resistance. Here's resistance. Okay. So you have a lot of different highs of the day here over those 2 weeks. We broke through that on Friday. I would look for any type of a pullback, look for that to be support, and see if we can get a continuation move to the upside. Okay. That's going to be CrowdStrike. And then last but not least, I want to check out Boeing. Boeing looks pretty good here, man. Boeing looks pretty good here. I think. Kind of just looks like it's forming a nice little bull flag, doesn't it? All your moving averages are all curling higher. There's your 50-day. There's your 200 and 100-day. All your moving averages are curling up. You have a nice, what looks like a pennant or a little bit of a bull flag pattern forming. You had this previous resistance level. It just held support, right? So here you got this resistance. You broke above it. And after you broke above it, it became support here and it became support here, right? So prior resistance now acting as support, bull flag, or your moving averages curling up. I don't know. And I like Boeing in general to get up and test this resistance. See all this resistance? This is from 2023. This is from 2021. I think Boeing is going to make a move this year up into this region and to test these highs. Does it happen this week? No, it probably does not. But this is a trade idea that I want to just keep on watch as this pattern continues to develop and continues to form. Because I am bullish on Boeing, and I do think Boeing has a good year this year. It's already had a real nice start to the year, but I kind of like the pattern that's forming there. Maybe this is not a trade idea for this week. Maybe it's within the weeks to come, but I like it, so I decided to share it with you guys here tonight. Okay? And that does it. That wraps it up. That's my game plan here for this week. Futures, we're still down 0.3%. So after we broke 68.40, we've just been consolidating here underneath that level. We'll see if we stay underneath that level, if we come under more pressure as the overnight session gets underway. And then we'll see where we sit tomorrow morning. Right? We'll see where we sit tomorrow morning. But I like it. I like what we've got. I like the positions we're in. I like the ideas we have. I like the analysis. I like the environment. I like it all. We have catalysts. We have earnings this week. You've got GDP data this week, which is expected to be a strong number. So we got to see how that comes out. And then you got the PCE inflation, which is going to be really important. Why? I'll tell you. The CPI data that we got. CPI and PCE are different. They are different formulas. They are not the same. And we got a really good CPI number on Friday. Okay. But the Fed focuses more on PCE when they say our target is 2%. They're really talking more about PCE. But if you strip out the individual components of CPI and you look at all their individual rates of what the inflation was for individual components, and then those individual components get factored into a formula that gives you CPI. And different things have different weightings. That formula is different for PCE. If you take the data points from the CPI and you apply them into PCE's formula, you don't get as soft of a number as you got on the CPI. So if you have a situation where, let's say, Friday's PCE number, let's say it's higher than expected, the markets, I think, have a hissy fit. Okay. Now, if the PCE number is also much under expectations, like the CPI, the markets probably bounce at that time. Okay. And the reason why markets probably bounce at that time is because then you'll start to see, just like you saw on Friday, you'll start to see the probability of rate cuts get pulled forward. You'll see the probability of the next rate cut probably really solidify June. You'll probably get maybe even a 50% expectation of a rate cut coming in April. Right now, the rate cut is expected to come in June. It was July before the CPI number. After the CPI number, it moved to June. But the market also began starting to price in 3 rate cuts this year, not 2. If you get a lower than expected PCE, the market probably prices in 3 rate cuts this year, and that probably causes the market to bounce. If that's the case, I would look at interest rate sensitive areas. I would look at biotech. I would look at solar stocks. I would look at small caps. Those small caps, the IWM, the Russell, would probably lead that rally. Okay. If you've got a light PCE number on Friday, then you probably have like a 1.5% update on the Russell. You probably have like a 1% update on the equal weight. You probably have a 0.75% update on the Dow. You probably have a 0.65% update on the S&P, and you probably have a 0.5% update on the Q, something like that. Okay, but I would expect the interest rate sensitive names to move higher if that's the case. Okay, so we have some stocks that are on our watch list in case we're wrong about the overall market, but I am currently positioned short. We'll see how it all plays out. If you guys are interested in joining True Trading Group, like I said, don't hesitate. Send us a text message, 1-888-621-2127. That phone number, guys, it's right there at the bottom of your screen. Text us with any questions. We'll answer anything you guys want to know, and we'll probably even maybe do something special for you guys if you do want to join before all of our pricing structure changes. Okay? This goes for previous members, previous trial members, first timers, whatever. Text that number. We'll be happy to hear from you guys. Just text us with your name, your email, and the word start, and we'll reply right back to you guys. Mike, who can I reach out to get the Holy Grail offer Adam gave me on Thursday? Send a text message also. Okay, send a text message also. 1-888-621-2127, and they can help you. Okay, so Learn Finance, just text that phone number, 1-888-621-2127. Again, maybe one more time, guys. We'll put that number on the screen, and then we're going to call it. All right, get some rest, sleep tight. We'll check in on futures, obviously, tomorrow morning. A lot can happen. I know we're down 0.25% right now. That's nothing, right? That's not like, oh my God, the markets are crashing. No, we're just a little bit red. A lot could change between now and tomorrow morning. We'll see how it all plays out. If we have to adjust our analysis and our game plan, we will. But these is the sum starting the week. And my members, it's a 4-day week. Let's make it count. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Show some love. I'll see you guys all later. Take care.